on that. I don't know the ins and outs. If you can't play, it'll be a big loss. But now this is going to be a bit of a if you've watched some of my videos in the past, you might be a bit confused about why I'm saying this, but potentially Emmanuel Dennis. Now, I know I've been a criticizer of Emmanuel Dennis. Someone that I've said hasn't really got a torch. He's like a speedboat without a driver. I think I've said, or if I haven't said it on a video, I've said that to friends or family. But he did look a lot better against Spurs, and from what I can see, he really he looked like a different kind of player to the one that we've seen. So if that's the case, then why not? Why not get him in? If Johnson's not fit, we'll go with Dennis alongside either Surge or Wood. More likely be Wood. I'd like to do Surge, but it's up to Cooper. But yeah, I mean, if Johnson's fit, then I'll go with Johnson every day of the week, every single second of every single minute of every single hour. Johnson's the man. I've seen him linked to Tottenham, to City. I don't think he'll go to City, but the day that he leaves, I might actually cry real tears. I love Brennan Johnson. I think he's fantastic. I'd go with him up front alongside either Surridge or Wood, but if Johnson's not fit, then it'll be Dennis for me. But yeah, interesting game this. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, so I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to go Forest 1, Newcastle 1, which I'll take. I really would take a point from this game. But yeah, it's a really interesting one to see what's going to happen, and I'm really hopeful that we can go out there and get all 3 points, of course. But it's not going to be easy. We need to be on our game, and hopefully we can get something from it. Yeah, come on, Forest. Let us know down in the comments below what you think is going to happen in the game, who you think is going to score, what you think the scoreline is going to be, who you think should start, and all that good stuff. Like this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new to Talk Forest TV, and how's it going, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle, the Friday night kickoff at the City Ground. So yeah, at the City Ground under the lights. I'm interested to see how this one goes. I'm really unsure. I mean, we go into this one not in the best form. I mean, our last 3 games have been 2 losses and a draw. So it's not great. We're 2 points off the drop at the minute. I'm a bit less comfortable than I was this time a couple of weeks ago. But it's a really weird one, because the thing that I'm battling with is our home form is brilliant. I think we're like 8 games unbeaten at home now, which has been brilliant. It's been a massive help in getting to where we are, or where we have been this season. Newcastle are a side that are 5th in the league. Last season they really struggled up until sort of the money came in. Got in Eddie Howe, Bruno Guimaraes. They've added to that in the summer, and they look like a completely different side now. And they're a side that probably could be doing a little bit better as well. To be honest with you, they've drawn so many games. I think prior to their win at the weekend against Wolves, which helped us massively, I think it was 5 games without a win. And I think 4 of those were draws in the league, that is. So they're a weird side, Newcastle, because you look at them, you think they're 5th in the league, you think that they're going to be a team that should be winning a game like this, and they should be. But we're at home, we're strong at home, they like a draw. I'm feeling a draw could happen. But then on the other hand, I'm kind of thinking, Newcastle, they'll be buoyed from that win against Wolves. Going into this one, I feel like they might have the edge on us, and they might, be able to go out there and get all 3 points. We need to try and get as many points as we can. Obviously, we're 2 points clear at the minute, but if results don't go in our favour, then we could see ourselves in the relegation zone, which I'd absolutely hate. It's such a scary moment at the minute, because one slip up from you and a team around you wins, you could be well in the mix, well in the bottom 3. You could be the team that rely on all the results to pull you out of the relegation zone. It's a horrible place to be in. But I think if we're on our game, if we're on our Manchester City game, Liverpool at home game, Chelsea at home game, Leeds at home, if we're on it, then we'll be okay. I feel. Maybe Leeds at home isn't the best example because we didn't play too great in that one. Maybe someone like Leicester. Leicester at home was fantastic. I think if we're on our game, we're in the moment where we're looking strong, then I don't see why we can't go out and at least pick up a point. But if we're not on our game, if we're on a West Ham, if we're on a Newcastle away, first game of the season wasn't great from us. It could be a difficult day. I'm still trying to work out what I expect to happen in this game. Newcastle got some very, very good players. Don't get the wrong. Pope at the back, brilliant goalkeeper. Arguably England's best keeper. I'd probably edge off this season so far Ramsdale, but Nick Pope definitely has a chance. Or as I say, in that conversation, Trippier's brilliant. Botman's brilliant. Dan Burn's been a revelation for them at left back. Guimaraes, like I mentioned. Ishak Wilson's been good this season. Almiron's had a really good run of form at patches this season. They've got a really, really good side, as we know, Newcastle, and I'm sure they'll add to that in the summer. They'll continue to bring players into the side. They'll continue to grow and continue to be a team that push for top four. Whether they'll get top four this season, I'm not sure. I could see them getting fourth, but we'll see how that goes. Eddie Howe's done a brilliant job. I said it when the money came in, they said it, but I think to finish where they finished in 11th place, it's testament to Eddie Howe and his managerial quality, his managerial ability. So it's a difficult one. I'm fancying a draw. I'm fancying a 1-1 draw. I'll take a draw, to be honest with you. But I think, it won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But we'll have to be on our game. But I could see a draw going. Newcastle love a draw. It'll keep our unbeaten home run going, which I think is really important for us. I'm leaning towards a draw, but I could see us losing. I could see Newcastle coming in and having a good performance against us, maybe getting a 2-0. Do I see us winning? I mean, if we're on our game and Newcastle aren't, then I could see us maybe getting something. But the more I think about it, I think a 1-1 draw is likely. If I had to pick a goal scorer, I'd probably go with someone like Shelby against Football Club. But I don't really mind who scores. We're at that point in the season now where I don't care who scores. I don't care how we play. I don't care what happens, as long as we don't lose or as long as we win. The game. As long as we win the games we expect to, maybe pick up a draw against teams that we're maybe not too expectant to get anything from, then we can be okay. But the lineup then is going to be an interesting one. I think you go Navas in goal, Aurier right back, Lodi at left back. Felipe is one of the centre backs, and now there's a potential opportunity that we could see a Moussa Niakate back. I don't know whether he'll be starting. I'd love to see if he can. I think if we'd had Moussa Niakate for a period of this season, we'll probably be a little bit more comfortable than we are currently. No offence to the likes of Joe Worrell. I love Joe Worrell. I just want to say massive congratulations to Joe Worrell for scoring that goal against Tottenham, getting his first Premier League goal. Shame that the goal didn't really mean anything, but I'm really happy for him, really pleased for him. I know he got a bit of stick on social media, and I'm not going to come here and touch his performances because, I don't particularly want to do that. I've not been in a position where I've been able to watch him week in, week out for 90 minutes at a time, so I can't really touch on that all too much. But I just want to say massive congratulations to Joel. He's been one of my favourite players at the club for a while. I was really happy that he got the club captaincy, and massive congratulations to him for scoring that goal. But for me, I probably think Niakate and Felipe at the front is our best centre-back partnership. So I'd go with those two there. If Moussa Niakate can play, it'd be amazing if he was back. It'd be absolutely fantastic. He's such a good defender. It's such a shame that he's been out for so long. But hopefully he can come back and for the running, he can put in some really big performances. Midfield 3 then, I'll probably go with Chonjo Shelvey in there. Get him up against his old club. Orion Mangala and Ryan Yates, if possible for me. A bit of energy in that midfield in terms of Mangala and Yates, and then a player in between them who loves to ping the ball and pick that lock, which I think he could potentially do. Gibbs right in front of them, and then a front two of, I want to go with Sam Surridge, or I don't know actually. I mean, you've got Brennan Johnson, and I've read things on Twitter that certain people think that he's picked up an injury or something. I'm not too sure on that. I don't.